Okay, so I just want to do a quick video about the unit circle. So notice the unit circle I have, it already has degrees on there. So we need to go through and figure out the radians, okay? So let's do the ones that we know. We know that this is 0 pi, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and then 2 pi, okay? So one thing that I hope will help you is remember whichever one you're dealing with. So let's do 45 first. So the reference of 45 is pi over 4. Okay, so notice I am talking about all of these angles, because remember that reference angle comes from the x-axis. It's always a positive and it's always acute. So what I would do is pretend that this is 4 over 4. Okay, so here we go. The first one is always what the reference is. That's pi over 4. But when we come over here, it's like we're going backwards. So my little shortcut is denominator minus 1. So this means 3 pi over 4. Because 4 pi over 4 minus the reference of pi over 4 gives you 3 pi over 4. When you go to quadrant 3, you're going forward. So it's denominator plus 1. So the denominator is a 4, so this will be 5 pi over 4. Same thing. Pi over 4 plus pi over 4 gives you 5 pi over 4. But when you're in the fourth quadrant, I say double the denominator, then add 1. So if you double it, that's an 8. When you subtract 1, you get 7 pi over 4. And the reason is because 2 pi has to be converted to 8 pi over 4, like we talked about in a previous video. And then when I subtract that reference angle of a pi over 4, I get 7 pi over 4. So you can actually do the math, or you can do like my little trick. Okay, so I'm going to get all pi's over 4's off. That one, and then this. Okay, so let's go and look at a reference of, let's go ahead and do 30. When you're dealing with the reference of 30, that's pi over 6. So that means we're looking here, and we're looking here, okay? So remember, you're just going to make this one be whatever the denominator is. So for quadrant 2, it's the denominator minus 1, so this is 5 pi over 6. If you go forward, that's 7 pi over 6. And when we go backwards right here, it's double minus 1. So you double 6, that's 12. And then when you subtract 1, that's 11 pi over 6. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of all that. Okay, so the next one is 60 degrees, which is pi over 3. So now we're looking 60 degrees from that x-axis. Okay, so the same rules apply. Double 3 minus 1, 2 pi over 3. Double the denominator, add 1, 4 pi over 3. Okay, and then fourth quadrant, we double the denominator, and then, oops, I wrote plus 1. It's a minus 1. I am so sorry. I was doing minus 1, but I accidentally wrote plus 1. So it's 2 times the denominator, so that would make 6 minus 1 is 5 over 3. Okay, so sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so now let's go talk about all the ordered pairs. So a unit circle always has a radius of 1. In the ordered pairs, that's cosine and that's sine. Okay, so let's do the quadrantal ones first. So this point would be 1, 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 0, 0, negative 1. Okay, so then let's talk about pi over 4. Think about it when we did the table in that last section of notes. Okay, pi over 4, give me 1 second. Okay, so I went and got a picture of a hand real quick. My computer won't let me rotate it. I kind of wanted this to match here, but I want to just be able to kind of refer to it. But when you're looking at your left hand, this is 0, this is 30, this is 60. Sorry, I missed 45. 45, 60, and 90. Okay, so I did post a video that I found on YouTube. I'm not for sure if you've watched it, but when we're talking about 45 degrees, which is that pi over 4, what you're going to do is you're going to look at your left hand and you're going to fold down your middle finger. So this middle finger is getting folded down. So this means that you have 2 fingers here and you have 2 fingers here, okay? So remember, it's the square root of the number of fingers divided by 2. So remember, what's left on this side is cosine, what's left on this side is sine. So that means cosine at 45 degrees is square root of 2 over 2, and sine is square root of 2 over 2. And so the cool thing about it is once you know that, then when you come over here to the second quadrant, cosine is now negative, but sine is positive. Then when you come to third quadrant, they're both negative, okay? And then when you come over here to the fourth quadrant, cosine's positive, sine's negative, okay? So that kind of helps you out there. Okay, so sine and then cosine. Okay, so now let's look at 60 degrees. So not 60, 30. So we're going to get rid of this finger. So fold down your middle finger, your ring finger. So that means cosine has 3 fingers. So that means this is the square root of 3 over 2. Sine only has 1 finger. Well, the square root of 1 is 1, and then divided by 2 is a half. And the cool thing is we are going to copy that. Again, cosine is negative here. Sine's positive. They are both negative here. And then they are, cosine is positive here and sine is negative here. Okay, because it's very important that you guys get this memorized. Okay, so now let's look at 60. So remember 30 and 60, they kind of flip-flop. So now when I put down my index finger, cosine only has 1 finger, so the square root of 1 is 1, and then we divide it by 2. Sine has 3 fingers, so that's square root of 3 over 2. Well, then you just copy and paste it, but cosine's negative here, both negative here, and sine is negative here. So notice we just completed the whole entire unit circle. So once you find the first quadrant, once you get that down, then you should be pretty good with it all. Okay, you just copy and paste into different quadrants. So now let's go through and do the tans. So remember your definition of tan, whether you use sine over cosine, whether you use y over x. So we're going to go and divide these out. Let's start with quadrantal first. 0 divided by 1 is 0. Okay? 1 divided by 0 is undefined. 0 divided by negative 1 is 0. Negative 1 divided by 0 is undefined. So your quadrantal ones for tangent is only going to be 0 or undefined. Okay? So now let's go look at your other ones. So let's start with pi over 4. When we take the square root of 2 over 2 and divide by square root of 2 over 2, we get 1. Well, now we can copy and paste because I know that's going to be a 1, but what are my signs going to be? Well, this is a positive negative, so it's negative 1. Over here, that's going to make a positive 1, and over here, it's going to make a negative 1. Okay? Well, now let's talk about 60 degrees. I actually want to do 60 degrees first, so I'm going to zoom out. So when we do 60 degrees, that's going to be square root of 3 over 2 divided by a half. So notice when I multiply by that reciprocal, everything cancels. You're left with square root of 3. Okay, so then that means quadrant 2, it's going to be a negative. Quadrant 3, it's going to be a positive. And then in quadrant 4, it's going to be a negative. But notice what happens when I do 30 degrees. 1/2 divided by the square root of 3 over 2. Again, we multiply by the reciprocal. But notice what happens here. These cancel, these cancels, these cancel. I'm left with 1 over square root of 3. Well, remember, we can't stop there. We have to multiply top and bottom by the square root. And then we get square root of 3 over 3. So I want you to think about it like this, okay? This one took a lot of work. Whether or not you agree with me, it took a lot more work than this one. This one was less work, okay? When sine is square root of 3 over 2, then tangent is going to automatically be square root of 3. But when you say 1/2, then it's going to be square root of 3 over 3. It's a lot of work. Whether or not you want to memorize it that way is up to you. But if I see that sine is 1/2, then I know my tangent is square root of 3 over 3. When I know that my sine is square root of 3 over 2, then I know my tangent is square root of 3. So let's just go copy and paste. So this one over here would be a negative, positive, and then a negative. Now, all your reciprocals are all just flipping these answers. So if I was you, I would try to memorize square root of 3 flipped, square root of 3 over 3. Square root of 3 over 3 flipped, square root of 3. Square root of 3 over 2 flipped is 2 square root of 3 over 3. Okay, I would totally practice these. I am going to give you a trigonometric values just if you want to work through these and see if you can memorize them. I will also try to get you another blank unit circle in case you guys would like to fill this in as well. Hope this helps.